If anybody is watching this, you can tell we have some amazingly dynamic, smart, wonderful kids in Dayton Public Schools. Tell me why you're in Dayton Public Schools.
I like going to E.J. Brown because of the staff. I love
like
the
that.
staff.
Yeah, you got a new principal. He is good.
Mm-hmm.
He walks around a lot, checks on you guys. I like him.
I want to be a robotics engineer. I want to take that to college and do great things with it.
How'd you come up with that?
I'm in a pathway called advanced manufacturing, and I'm taking it currently.
So your exposure or your experience in advanced manufacturing got you start thinking about, hey, this is the field I want to go into.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Awesome.
I like going to Belmont because I like the people and I like the teachers and I like the staff and especially like the principal, Miss McDowell.
I want to go to Dayton Public Schools because I feel like every single teacher in Dayton Public Schools are really appreciated of the students that they have and show a lot of love to them.
Mm-hmm.
What I like most about the district is all of the opportunities that they have, such as DPS University, where you can earn college credits while you're still in high school. The staff is really welcoming and they're always pushing you to do your best in whatever you do.
I'm looking forward to getting some of my college credits already out of the way before I go to college. I have a lot of favorite staff members, but the one who I would say influences me the most is most likely Miss Mo, because she just stays on top of everyone and she makes sure that you're doing well and having a good day and stuff like that.
I'm thinking of studying law and becoming a lawyer because I don't really like the laws we have now. So I'd like to maybe change them.
I like it. So you want to be an advocate?
Yes.
DeAndre?
I've thought about being a realtor. I always wanted to
What?
get rid of that. Yeah.
I'm going to tell you, I've never heard a kid say that.
I wanted to get rid of the whole bunch of empty, vacant houses around my neighborhood, feel me? It just seemed like a good thing to do because it just make the neighborhood look bad. Even though it's good people around there, it just make my neighborhood look bad.
The whole staff and administration helped me get through my sophomore year all the way to my senior year.
King, I appreciate you sharing that space where you said you had some adversity, you know, and that this hasn't always been an easy road, and there was a whole family that wrapped their arms around you. I want you to know how much we in Dayton Public Schools are proud of you, first of all, and how much we wish you the best in the future, and we hope that you stay in touch with us so we're able to talk about what a graduate looks like as they move out into the world and do things other than high school.
This one by far.
We switching it over here?
Yes.
So we have to do a full change?
Yep.
What time is it?
So the Liddy Summer Camp program is all about STEM-based projects and different modulars. So the kids are faced with different scientific challenges and different topics, focusing on the engineering design program and the scientific method.
3, 2, 1.
It's not like regular school, so that's what makes it engaging. The challenges that the kids have throughout the different modules also make it engaging as well. But it's more so, I'm coming, learning throughout the summer, but I'm having fun throughout the summer as well.
I really like that they let you use your creativity and they kind of make you feel special. They let you kind of do your own thing. They give you instructions, but they let you mostly follow your own path. I like that they give us challenges that I'm able to handle, and I really love designing things.
Mr. C's presentation is good like always. I saw him at the Victoria Theater and his was good too, so he's just doing the same things, and I like his things. I like to see it every time they come here. It's good.
I like that it's fun. You learn a lot of stuff like science, math, reading, and like the science experiment we just did, it was really cool.
Parents or others may think, oh, it's summertime, so learning stops. Learning never stops. So as they continue to come to the program, it's just enriching them and inspiring them to want to be inventors and inspiring them to continue to work with others and collab with others. So I do think that this program should continue to be going. That's why this is my 3rd year coming, because again, I'm having fun too with it.
Today is just an example of what the conclusion looks like. The beginning of the journey in Dayton Public Schools starts in preschool, and we can take you from preschool all the way to this space here. This is a wonderful place to have your kids have confidence and faith in us that when it ends, it'll end with a positive note, like what you see on signing day with kids going on to do some great things. Purpose is to create energy and excitement around what kids are going to do next, to acknowledge whether or not they're going to be entrepreneurs, military, college, or if it's just going to go straight into the workforce. So it's to acknowledge that, hey, my time has come and I want to tell the world what I'm going to do. And to see kids signing to say this is where I'm going to finish the rest of my life or these are my goals, it's really important for us to come together and rally around kids.
I see it as a big achievement and a celebratory thing for us seniors because, it's the turning point into what we're about to go to next in life. So having that being celebrated for us is just definitely a great experience, and I love that for us.
5 of our 7 high schools are new principals, so they get a chance to talk about how important it is to have their first graduating class. As a former high school principal, there's nothing better than graduation, and now my first year as a superintendent, it's going to be really fun to have 7 graduations where you get a chance to say, welcome to the world. This was not your last stop. This is just the beginning. We're still a phone call, email, and text away as you go throughout your adult life. I'm from Dayton, Dayton kid. I'm here as a superintendent, so we're here for you for a lifetime.
So today we're having an all-city arts festival, and we have lots of music today. We have combined all of our schools together to make music performances all day today. We have choirs, we have bands, we have orchestras, and we're all here to celebrate music in Dayton Public Schools. A lot of these students come from schools where maybe their ensemble, their band, or their choir is really, really small. And so it's scary to come out and perform in front of people anyway. And especially when you're used to just a little small group in your classroom, but they've been doing a great job. I think it's a great experience for them because we all know as adults that we have to go and do some things that maybe aren't in our comfort zones, but with this group of people, their peers, they feel a little bit safer, and hopefully after this experience, it'll kind of feed a fire and they'll want to do it more and more.
Really, music can tap into that creativity that a lot of kids just naturally have, but seems to dissipate often as they get older. So we're tapping into that creativity, giving them that self-expression. So for a lot of our kids, this is their first opportunity to get up in front of people, especially in a venue this big, seeing that big smiles on their faces, especially at the end when they're coming off the stage, the excitement. And this is a good opportunity for them to perform and show off for their families, their teachers, their classmates, and the greater Dayton community. I think Dayton Public Schools has a huge amount of talent in our district, and we're happy to be here showing that off today.
Side is right next to them. DB's right here next to them. Hey, everybody understand that? Let's go. Get to work. Get to work. Hey, get a break. Hey, hard work on 3. Hard work on me. Hard work on 3. 1, 2, 3. Hard. of here. Let's get out of here.
Hi everyone, today I'm going to talk to you about bus safety. Every day, thousands of Dayton Public School students ride the bus to and from school, and it's important to know how to stay safe. First things first, make sure to get to your bus stop at least 10 minutes early, and while you're waiting, stand in a safe spot away from the road. Once the bus arrives, go straight to your seat so the bus can start moving again. And remember, while you're on the bus, stay seated and keep the aisles and exits clear. Just like in a classroom, listen to the driver and follow their instructions. This includes no foul language, no sticking your arms or head out the windows, and no eating or drinking on the bus. Lastly, make sure you only get off the bus at your assigned stop and be sure to walk home safely. Let's all work together to follow these rules and keep our bus rides safe for everyone. Thanks for listening, and stay safe, DPS.
Hi, I'm Kristen, and this is Jay. We are from Wave Foundation. We're housed at Newport Aquarium, and we're here with our African penguin friend, Randy, today. And we came out to the school to teach the kids about African penguins and different animals that are endangered and how we can take care of them.
That's a wrap on the 2023-2024 school year. Family and friends gathered at UD Arena to congratulate Dayton Public Schools seniors, class of 2024. Graduates were filled with huge smiles and cheers as they celebrated this exciting achievement. Remember, seniors, you'll always have a home here in DPS. Best of luck to the class of 2024. Students all across the district this year have done amazing things. We had students competing in state, national, and even international competitions. Our students are being recognized for so many things, and we couldn't be any more proud. This is why we choose DPS. The district's podcast, DPS The Next Level, is officially award-winning. The podcast won the Best of the Best podcast for all of Ohio by the Ohio School Public Relations Association. And it doesn't stop there. The district's Public Information Office also won several more awards, including Best of the Best Video and 8 Mark of Distinction awards. I'm Demaya Woodall. Enjoy your summer and be safe. We'll catch you next year here on In Case You Missed It.
My name is Brandon Stuhlemer, and I am the automotive instructor here at Ponitz. The In It to Win It event is a event designed to reward students for perfect attendance or honor roll. Voss Auto Network donates a car, and the students in my pathway refurbish the car to get it into a good condition, and then it is raffled off at the end of the year. We also have other people and sponsors who donate gifts for the In It to Win It event, such as iPads, TVs, gift cards, and other smaller prizes. First year I was kind of nervous about the event because I was like, am I doing enough for the students because of all their hard work? And you know, it's good to see the students who have put in the hard work win prizes such as the car and the other prizes. So I'm happy as an instructor and as a teacher in the building to see these students, whether they're my students or not, win some prizes. Today, we went through 3 students who got to try their key and it did not work. And the 4th student, she was able to win the car, and it was awesome to see her reaction. So I look forward to seeing the good things she does this year and then next year, and then as she moves into college and stuff. So.
My name is Tori Hugie. I am a junior and I am in cosmetology. When the girl before me went, and I thought it was gonna be hers automatically, and it did not work, I was just like, this can't be real, it's not. And then when I went in there and it actually started, and I was just like, I'm actually happy I won a car, because I mean, who wouldn't be happy with a car? But I'm only 17, I got my first car. I'm very proud of that. And hard work, it comes a long way, because all it took was good grades and perfect attendance, and I got a car. So just being at school, being here, getting your education, teaching, and just getting all the stuff that you need to learn before you get out and graduate and stuff is very important. And then, hey, you get good stuff in too, so hey.
Today's event is to give our 4th graders an opportunity to visit different vehicles and learn what those vehicles' operations are and what the actual driver does on a day-to-day basis. It's important to expose them of different opportunities and careers at an early age so they can start thinking about these employment opportunities and things like that as they get older. Right now we have the Dayton Police Department, the Fire Department, we have the Bomb Squad, we have the SWAT team here, Rumpke, we have some of our operation team here, AES is here as well. You know, we got a little bit of everything from a little bit of different variety of opportunities. So I just really appreciate everybody taking time out of their day to be a part of this event.
Hi, my name is Doug and this is Aragon. Aragon is a red-tailed hawk you can see by his tail and the belly band on the chest. He represents our wild places at Five Rivers Metro Parks. We have 16,500 acres of land and multiple facilities. These parks are wonderful for hiking and fishing, backpacking experiences, and just a chance to see beautiful gardens or to learn skills like gardening and boating, and they're a lot of fun. We really want parents and all of our community members to know how to access information on our park programs and special events. And if you use our webpage, you can sign up for electronic newsletters that come directly to your inbox. We also put out Parkways that comes out twice a year, and that's a magazine that's mailed to every household in Montgomery County. So whatever you do that come out and see the wildlife and also enjoy the parks, it helps us be healthy individuals when we're outside, enjoying the fresh air and using our bodies to get some good exercise, and it's part of our healthy, active community. So come and join us and have a lot of fun.
Hello, I'm Demaya Wada in the Media Arts program, and today I'm interviewing the student spotlight, Gerard Miller. Gerard Miller is a rising junior with a media arts pathway at Ponit CTC. Gerard jumped right into the pathway as a sophomore, working live sports productions and other events for the district, hosting In Case You Missed It, and with his project partner Malachi Dumas, garnered national recognition for a public service announcement about drunk driving. Gerard drums for the Belmont Drill Team, is an 11-year member of the Dayton Boys and Girls Club, and won second place in their Youth of the Year competition this year. Let's catch up with Gerard Miller. So, tell us about yourself.
Hi, I'm Gerard Miller. I go to David H. Ponit, and I'm in the Media Arts program.
What are some experience you gained while being in media arts?
Well, talking to like the superintendent and just like being around my friends while we're doing cameras, and just it was kind of fun, but it's challenging at the same time.
What kind of opportunities has this program provided you?
Well, working alongside the Public Information Office, and really just like working with their cameras and getting experience from professionals.
Tell us about working in the live sports broadcasting.
Working in the live sports broadcasting is fun, but everything moves fast. Like, you gotta know what the right shot is. You have to watch your surroundings. You gotta make sure you get the good play. So it's challenging, but it's fun at the same time.
Have you always been interested in doing that?
No, I never thought about it. I literally never thought about doing cameras at all. It just came to me.
Outside of school, what do you do?
I band for Belmont, and I've been banding there for 3 years now, I think. And yeah, I'm going to pursue it for college, so that's why I stay in the band, so I can do it in college.
What instruments do you play?
Percussion. I used to play trumpet, but that's a lot. So I play drums, bass, tenor, quad, cymbal.
What initially got you into joining band?
So I was walking the hallway, then the band teacher asked me that I want to join the band. And at first, I did not know anything really about music. So I had said no, but then he invited me in his room and said, just look around. And I seen some of the stuff that I liked since I know about drums, and it really caught my eye, so I joined.
What do you like about playing the drums?
It's a way to express my emotions, not emotions, but necessarily this is what helped me calm down, and it's really just like a family over there.
Are you a part of any clubs?
Yes, I am the Keystone president for the Dayton Boys and Girls Club. So basically what we do is we like student council, but a little bit more easier and calmer. So basically just make a whole bunch of decisions for the kids and the teens.
What sort of decisions do you have to make?
So it's a summer program coming up. So basically me being in media arts, we have a media team coming in, and basically they just ask, why should we do this? And so basically we want to get our message out to the people.
We've seen that you won a couple scholarships this year. Tell us about that.
So one of the scholarships I won was a $2,000 scholarship to any college I choose. And how I got it was running for Youth of the Year. And we basically just used our voice and what we thought was a big problem in the world or in our community. I say it took me about like 3 months to really get what I wanted to put down. So we had a competition, and then that's how I won a scholarship.
How did it feel when you were informed you were chosen for Student Spotlight?
I was surprised because it's my first year at Ponitz, so I didn't think that anybody noticed me or even knew about me.
Do you have a message for your class?
Yes, I would say just stay, work, and just do what you want to do for you and not for everybody else.
What knowledge will you take into your junior year in the Media Arts program?
Every opportunity, I'm going to take advantage of it and not just let anything slip away.
It really is a wonderful event for kids to express themselves in ways that are outside of just being in class. So it's an exciting time in Dayton Public Schools, watching our young people really tell stories about politics, about how they feel, about the world, all types of sides of them that we don't normally see during the school day.
To be honest, I was blown away. It's beautiful coming to my city and seeing the young talent, you know what I mean? It takes a lot to get on stage and to, stand in front of a lot of people. And I know some people rehearsed it and some of them was reading it live, but it's different when you're in front of people, and they did their thing. So I was excited to be a part of it.
Something that I really liked was that every student's piece, it had some level of impact. It meant something. A lot of it was a personal story.
They all left a piece of them on that stage. And for me, that was big for them being students. They're youth out here expressing themselves. That just made me happy.
We need to use dialogue within our communities, states, and nation to achieve the dream of so many people in the world. A dream of peace and justice that has been put off for too long. A dream that we must keep fighting for together.
We are gathered here tonight to commemorate the life and legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. So great of a champion he was to our people and a true king amongst men. But I challenge each of you to take a long, hard look at yourselves and reflect. Then ask yourselves, would you be proud of where we are today?
Anybody who can write and wants to write or wants to be able to express themselves, they should come here. There's no reason, if you have the opportunity, for you not to try.
And after you try, you're gonna get better. So never be afraid to start and try.
That's right.
At Dayton Public Schools, we come together to celebrate the spirits of sportsmanship and community.
However, poor behavior by fans and sometimes athletes have created challenges that impact the safety and enjoyment of these gatherings.
We believe in creating a positive and inclusive environment for everyone, students, families, and fans alike.
Our collective responsibility is to ensure that our athletic events remain safe, enjoyable, and supportive.
To achieve this, we have a few reminders. Respect the game.
Make sure you show respect for the athletes, coaches, and officials.
Remember that these events are about skill, teamwork, and friendly competition. Do not walk on the court or field and remain in the stands and on the sidelines. Show support in a positive way.
Celebrate good plays and efforts by the team you're there to support.
Avoid negative chants, cheers, or comments that may create a hostile environment.
Set a positive example. Adults should lead by example for students.
Remember that children are watching, learning, and absorbing your reaction.
Students should lead by example for their peers and for those who look up to them.
Remember that your behavior influences those around you.
Let's come together to support our students in the right way.
Positive energy enhances the entire experience and creates lasting memories for our young athletes.
Join us in fostering an environment where everyone feels welcome, safe, and inspired. Together, let's make our athletic events a source of pride for our entire community.
We are VPS.
That's your job. That's why you the principal. He coached them. Did they get to state?
Twice. I was there.
Hey, now I will tell you where.
No, once with him. Once with him.
I'll tell you why I still got an issue with. Who went to school with you? I don't understand why his jersey is up there.
That happened while I was gone.
He ain't graduated. All right, everybody got everything up?
I agree with you. No way.
Let me see. How you doing, Madam Treasurer?
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Yeah. I thought maybe a little shadow bars or something.
Nah, that was driven by his mother and David Johnson.
Sour Patch.
His mother and David Johnson. His mother and David Johnson.
She's on solids now, but she's still there. Whenever she's ready, you let me know. Happy to.
What's up, David? Good, how are you?
Well, it looked like Principal Hightower.
How did I know?
As I was walking over here, I said, what's she gonna say? Something. We got movies, we got real movies. Yeah, Marvin done got comfortable.
You needed the earpiece on?
Yeah, let me see you, Principal Hightower. Came in here smooth. Everybody up? Hey, I haven't seen Marvin.
They have been going since I got here.
Hey, I ain't seen Marvin in a time. I know, man. He's just too cool.
Marvin, you're the business manager. That was one of the perks of the job.
Yeah.
Business is in the name.
Right.
It's in the name.
All right, let's go.
Like Crockett.
Good morning. I'd like to call this August 2nd, 2024 special meeting to order. Madam Treasurer, may we have a roll call?
President Smith,
I'm present.
Ms. Wick,
Present.
Dr. Goodwin,
Seated in my seat.
Dr. Bailey,
Here.
Mr. Lacey,
Here.
Mr. Walker,
Present.
Ms. Reinhardt. Present.
Thank you.
7.
Stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Multiple things on our agenda. To get these things here, appreciate everybody being able to join us today. Dr. Lawrence, kick things off, please, sir.
Thanks a lot, President Smith. I forgot to tell you, we have 7 presentations today. Are you?
Well, 7 of them we won't see today.
Hey, in all seriousness, thank you to the board for having this special board meeting on Friday, August the 2nd, prior to school. We need to get some things done to get ready for the school year, so thank you. I recommend the approval of the following 48-hour waiver.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and second. Any questions?
I cannot see the document.
I can't either.
It still does not come up.
And second.
By,
Is there anything on the 48-hour waiver link that is not on the human resources link afterward that comes in? No. So there is no difference? No. Okay.
well, what's on there?
Go to item B and you pull it up.
I can't see. It's not coming up.
Yeah, so there's a link in the 48-hour waiver that doesn't come up, and that's what I was asking, is that the same information that would have been in the?
Yes, the information in 2B is what should be in the 48-hour waiver.
Okay.
You click on it, what you.
There's a 2B?
2B is the regular human resources.
Yeah, right.
So in essence, there shouldn't be a link in 2A at all.
Okay.
So there is no 48-hour waiver?
No, there is a 48-hour waiver because there's things on 2B that are red, that the highlighted in red are why we're doing the 48-hour. So could you make a note in there, Ms. Kidd, to signify that so people that would follow or see it can see that the 48-hour waiver affects the pieces that are in red in 2B? Okay, thank you, ma'am. Any other questions? Seeing none, may we have a vote?
President Smith,
Yes.
Ms. Wick,
Yes.
Dr. Goodwin,
Abstain.
Dr. Bailey,
Yes.
Mr. Lacey,
Yes.
Mr. Walker,
Yes.
Ms. Reinhardt.
Yes.
6 yeses, 1 abstain.
Dr. Lawrence?
I recommend the following, approval of the following human resources, agenda item B.
So moved. Second.
It's been moved and second. Any questions?
I would like to pull number 2
All right, go ahead.
until next meeting. And I do have a couple of questions.
Okay, go ahead. Yes, we had talked about that one, so if we can remove number 2.
Dr. Lawrence, there are several in the separation that the time has passed of where they're coming in. I guess I'm just trying to understand when a person, when they submit their resignation, like one is from February on here, and there's one from June, and we've had several meetings, and there are several others that were prior to our last meeting. What is the process and time frame from the time that these individuals submit their resignation to it appearing on the doc here?
What is supposed to happen is as soon as they submit it, I accept it and send it to you all for a recommendation to approve the resignation. We've over the last 6 months, we've missed several in HR, which is caused us to, in July, overpay at least 3 or 4 employees because their resignations were never never entered for the Board of Education to approve. In some cases, those were resignations where the person resigned, then said they weren't going to resign, and came back and resigned again, and then said they were going to resign, and I think in HR they just lost track of it.
Follow-up question, what's the consequences to so these ones I don't think fall in those cases, like this one in February and the one in June, unless other board members know of these ones. Like, what are we doing to ensure, again, one, as you just stated, that people have been paid? I don't know if these people have been paid since their resignation.
They have.
They have.
Some have. Yeah, a couple on here have, yes.
It's 4 of them. Yeah. You said they have or they haven't been?
There are, I see, no, she's not on there. There's a couple that aren't on here.
And then number 14 is crossed out, it has a strike through it, so are we voting on that, or are we not voting on that?
Let's pull that one until I ask Dr. Davis. I'm not sure about that.
All right. And then the same thing, line number 34 and number 5 later through, they have already started, and again, the question is, why are they coming to us later since the date has passed, since they started working for us?
Wait 1 second, Dr. Goodman. 34.
Actually, hold on, that was on the other, I think they made a change. I gotta find them again on what page. But there are a couple that the date has passed of their start date and not like just last week. And if I could just make one more request, this is like the 3rd change I've seen on the HR agenda. Can this go back to what we've seen on our side? I understand that you guys are trying to get more efficient in your process, but this is a little taxing on my side of what we're used to seeing.
Sure.
Yeah.
No problem at all.
I'll add to that, because I know I had mentioned that when we had met with your cabinet for agenda setting, and that was one of the concerns I brought up. So I want to second that, because that was my request there.
No,
is that we can kind of have that, looking through 9 pages with different separations of things.
And the numbers are starting over, so the number I'm looking for is actually on page 5, which is number 34 on page 5. That's in June. The time has passed for it, 5 and 34. So I'm guessing these people have already worked.
5 and 34.
They're the Urban Leadership Academy. One is the Urban Leadership Academy, and the other one is Extended Service Days. Which I'm happy that there are so few errors on here, but again, we're still trying to get to the point where when it gets here, that we are getting these things taken care of timely, and that this is not, we are in August and a person worked in June and they're being paid for work for June.
Thank you for that feedback, and thank you for the compliment. We are getting better. This is the Urban Teacher Academy. I have to talk to Keisha and Dr. Davis about that.
Okay, yeah, 2
I'll
of
make a
them,
note.
Urban
30
Leadership.
Urban Leadership
And Extended Service Days, number 5 and number 34 on document 5.
5 and 34 on page 5. Okay.
That's all I have.
Any other questions?
Yes.
Oh,
Mr. Walker?
So on, I think this is page, let's say page 1 now.
Okay.
It may be page 1. Okay, so not page 1. Okay, on page 2, number 11, we approved this on the July 16th meeting.
Page 2, number 11. Brother Walker, you are correct. We did. So let's pull that off. It's done. She's actually working. Saw her yesterday.
And the next one was on page. Okay, I think my last ones are all on page 9.
Okay.
So the one excited to see as far as principal going over to Valerie.
Yes, we are too.
My other question would be on number 2.
Okay.
I guess the now flow with HR with this business partner moving out, and if what the plan is for that with the hiring that still needs to take place in recruitment.
So 2 things. One, the number 2 was on leave that I approved, and when she came back, we said we have a space. And while she was gone, I got a principal's license, and actually, one of the things she talked about was wanting to be in administration in that space. The other is we downsized HR before Dr. Davis came from 19 to like 15 or 14, and she's still in the evaluation process of saying, hey, do I need more people? And if she needs more people, then we'll hire more people. But right now, she says she's good, and Dr. Richardson was good with this assistant principal assignment.
Okay, and then my next question is, I don't think I've seen this before. Number 10.
Okay.
Should we usually approve these, or is this just?
So she is going to be on unpaid leave, and it's at the discretion of the superintendent. So I said it was okay for her to be on unpaid leave.
Oh, so do we still need to approve?
I thought it was prudent to put it on so that you at least knew.
Okay. And then my last one was on number 8.
Okay.
Does this reduce that salary of that individual?
We can't reduce somebody's salary.
To answer your question, I will get you what her salary was before, but to what Mr. Board Member Lacey and what Dr. Goodwin just said, we're not capable of reducing their salary, but I can get the previous salary from before, just to double check.
Okay.
All right?
That was
Sure.
awesome.
Yeah, I'll get that
So,
one.
yeah, that would be my,
Yeah,
I'm
I
sorry,
get the previous
Mr. Walker.
Oh, you're good. I was
So-
done. I was done.
Okay.
Wait a minute, that was number 9, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And 8.
Okay,
I was
9.
gonna ask that,
9
because
and
I
8.
know that was one of the things we talked about, and we've spoken of, and I know there were a couple others out that had reached out and had some concerns. That was the conversation that it went, is in this, this period of transitioning, and want to lift up the work from Madam Treasurer and her team. One of those pieces where we looked at all the things, and we talked about not reducing people's salary in this year. So we just want to ask if we can look at that, and then also by next meeting, if we can get a report out of making sure that for all of our employees across the district that have had some kind of changes, and we've moved some people around and had conversations. So if we can kind of honor that, because I think that's a big piece of one of those 5 C's.
Culture.
Culture, communication, customer service.
I love it.
All those pieces.
So I think you're right, and I want to thank you for that, because we will give you a report, because there's some other folks that we're working on that aren't on here yet in terms of that salary adjustment based on principal to moves, assistant to moves from middle school to high school, and we want to honor that.
Okay.
So yeah, we will get that. Actually, we'll send it before so you can see it, and then we'll have it for the review session.
I appreciate that. Any other questions?
One more.
Dr. Goodwin?
On page, actually, I'm gonna stay on page 9 first. How many, did someone leave from Wright Brothers? Or do they have more principals now?
Somebody left.
Yeah. Assistant principal left.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
On page number 6.
Okay.
78, it says assistant band director and it says administration. Can this be adjusted to reflect wherever this person is actually gonna be an assistant band director, unless you guys have a band at the administration level?
78 on page 5.
6.
6, where that person's gonna be.
Unless you got a band at the
Unless
administration.
there's administration, and
Y'all got a band.
We Well, several of the members of this board were in the band. Maybe we can start there.
Well,
There you go.
I didn't hear the question.
She said, do you have a band director at the administration building? I said, several members of this dais were band members, so maybe we'll start with you all as the band directors for students. But yes, Dr. Goodwin, we will reflect where they're going.
I do have a question since we're on that.
Sure.
As far as band directors and hiring of their assistant band directors, is it a requirement for them to, I guess, hire a music teacher currently in the district, or can they hire like someone of a caliber that they would like to actually work with the students? That's an email question.
It is not a requirement. There's an article in the DA contract that says you can interview folks that are part of the DA agreement first, and if you don't think they're suitable, you can go to the next set of individuals who do not have to be DEA members. So in that area of band, we really want the folks to be able to pick people with the best expertise, and that they're not always DEA members.
Appreciate you.
I got one follow-up on that one.
Sure.
Are we offering the same adjunct services that to the Dunbar and the Thurgood band that I know we added to Belmont about a year ago, and they're just getting up there, but just to make sure that if they need that to help facilitate the amount of kids that they have, they do see an influx, that they have the opportunity to make sure that the people who are working there are being compensated for their time.
Dr. Goodwin, I did hear Kathy McIntosh mention that, and I will double check, but yes.
All right, that's good. I do want to say one more thing. I just want to thank Dr. Monroe for her time in the district. She's definitely an asset to us. I do wish her all the success in her new endeavor, and she will be missed from leaving the Edison team. But I do know that you left the Edison team in good hands with our new principal, Ms. Nall. So thank you.
This is for Dr. Jones. Dr. Jones, if you could send over, I would ask if you could send over where we are with these fall coaches. I see a good number of them on there, and I know August 1st was yesterday, so that official date where some of those teams are out there, if we can get that update on some of those. I did see over at Meadowdale, I was happy to see that they're starting a soccer program. Talked to some Dunbar students who were interested in that, and I was actually able to meet Coach Tumani, Coach T to the kids over at Stivers yesterday. So if we can just get that update. I know they had some conversations about some golf as well. There's all those things that we can make sure we button down. Really think it's important to have those if we're gonna really give these students an opportunity to participate in some of those extracurriculars. Then for you, Dr. Lawrence, as well, looking at that pattern. I know we've seen some of these supplementals for, Math Olympics and debate and things. We can get that schedule going to make sure that we're identifying these people early and locking those things in. That way, if any resources they need, any pieces they need from inside the building, we can be ahead of those things, and then hopefully also be ahead on the HR side and connecting with payroll for anything that we need to do with that. I would appreciate that, sir.
No problem at all. Got you.
Have a good one.
Dr. Jones, if we can get at our next meeting an update on the amount of transportation drivers that are either close to completion or at completion, as I know we are entering our school year here soon. I didn't see any on this docket, which leads me to believe that they haven't gotten there yet, but just want to make sure that we are getting them through timely so they can be of service at our most critical time.
I did have one follow-up because I just happened to look. So this would, on looking at HR recommendations, this would take HR staff down with 3 individuals that are now leaving?
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we will be down 1, 2, 3. Yeah, and so Dr. Davis, we talked about that, and her response, I think, was a great response. She said, right now, our number one objective is filling the 140 open positions we have, of which about 47 to 50 are teachers. And I will get back to you, Dr. Lawrence, on get my roster and staff filled out, but we're zeroed in on recruiting right now.
Any other questions?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Appreciate that. You answered the question I was gonna ask, is kind of giving us an update on where we are with our staff. Kind of fleshed that one out. I appreciate that. That way we know kind of where we are heading into our first day of school, which is right around the corner.
Yep.
There are no further questions. May we have a vote?
President Smith,
Yes.
Ms. Wick,
Yes.
Dr. Goodwin,
Yes.
Dr. Bailey,
Yes.
Mr. Lacy,
Yes.
Mr. Walker,
Yes.
Ms. Reinhardt.
Yes.
7 yeses.
Dr. Lawrence.
I recommend approval of the following contracts.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and second. We have any questions?
One.
Yes, ma'am, Dr.
The Learn to Earn one that has the partnership between the partners, it looks like the amount kind of went up to about 62 amount or 50 something. Is that correct, that we got them back up to where we left them out?
That is not the full amount, but we did go up from the last time we had this discussion when it was pulled in the June meeting, so that it did increase.
About how much?
Oh, must have been maybe 15, 20, about 30,000.
So what's the total amount that they just estimate?
$310,000 from, it was somewhere around 585 before.
I mean, to an individual place that just.
Oh, gotcha. So we don't know the exact number to each individual place, because here's what happened. Because they're the fiscal agent, I had a meeting with them, and essentially what happened was the partners got together and said, hey, I got 65,000 before. I think I only need 25 now. Or, for instance, Omega said, we're good. We don't need the 65,000. We're going to help the other partners themselves. And so as they went back and kind of recouped and had meetings after we had the very first meeting here to talk about the partnership and what we were going to pay or not, they came back and said, hey, since Learn to Earn is going to be the fiscal agent, we'll work through them to determine what our exact needs are. I say all that to say that I can get with Learn to Earn. I talked to Stacy yesterday, Swigert, and I can find out exactly what each partner has requested and get that to you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Of the 310, I have it broken down.
Okay, I appreciate that, and it definitely is an up from the conversations we had before, because that was, it was basically half of what it would have been before, so this is more in line, even though there might be some changes on an individual basis. If we're looking at it, just a division of the number of people here, with that number, it's a little higher than what we were before. We had moved it up a couple, with Board Member Sampson's request.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that move in that
And
direction.
we did lose one partner, which means they'll get more. And we didn't lose a partner because of the reduction in resources. That was, let's just say, that was a difficult partnership at Cleveland. And I think both parties are, we have a new partner now at Cleveland and to help support the 21st Century Grant. We're going to move forward.
Dr. Bailey.
Yeah, Dr. Lawrence, can you just kind of explain with the Samaritan Behavioral Health, so those out there in the community know exactly what they're doing?
Dr. Bailey, I'd be glad to do that. First of all, when you ran for the board, you ran around rebuilding health services in the district, so we are excited. Lisa Miner, Shelley Dinsmore, and other staff members, there's Gail out there. They've worked all year to basically rebuild the mental health supports that were in the district. So Samaritan Behavioral Health, YCATS, that's for our youngest students and providing supports for them, so that is district-wide. And then Samaritan Behavioral Health, also we have treatment services for social, emotional, and also outside services for students who have emotional disturbance supports. So we're excited about bringing them back because we hadn't had them in a few years.
Yeah, me too. Thank you.
Mr. Walker? I thought you were raised up. Any other questions? Seeing none, may we have a vote?
President Smith,
Yes.
Ms. Wick,
Yes.
Dr. Goodwin,
Yes.
Dr. Bailey,
Definitely.
Mr. Lacy,
Yes.
Mr. Walker,
Yeah. Yes.
Ms. Reinhardt.
Yes.
7 yeses.
Dr. Lawrence?
Before I do have I just saw something. So is the amount correct in that for the Children's Hospital?
Yes, that is correct. So not to exceed, thank you for the question. So the 257,579 is the first installment. It's not to exceed 1.585.
Gotcha.
That was 2.5 last year, so it's down $1 million. But there's a chart that Judy Spurlock, Ms. Spurlock, and Ms. Minor have that I can send to the board. It might even be attached here, that shows that we have comprehensive support throughout the entire district based on the contracts that you're approving today.
Okay.
So some places where there are homeless students, we have more support. Some places where there are students who are in foster homes, we have more support. Some places where students are unhoused, so they've gone through and kind of with OEC balance that coverage all throughout the district. I am really pleased with our mental health support for next year.
Perfect.
Thank you for the question.
Thank you, appreciate you.
All right.
I recommend the approval of the following memorandum of understanding between Dayton Public Schools and Sinclair Community College.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and second. Any questions?
Yes.
That's a good one.
One, although I see that it says Sinclair will hire and pay, do we reimburse them anything for this?
No, this is not in reimbursement at all. Another home run for Sherry Gale. She was able to negotiate the additional 4 schools. You actually had asked about this earlier, Dr. Gilwine, in the meeting, like, why don't the other schools have it? And it was a good question. So she negotiated that, and so we have Belmont, Dunbar, Stivers, and Thurgood online. They hired an additional counselor, transition advisor rather, to support our schools.
Okay, and the other 4 schools don't get this until January of next year, and 2 schools they'll start in September?
Correct.
Any other questions? Mr. Walker?
No, one of my, are we looking to add Mount Street in?
You know, we talked about Mound Street, and the reason we didn't add it at that time was because of the transcript services there and how they go through their electronic portfolio in terms of their grades. But it's not something that we're not going to do. We were in discussions about that, so it's still part of the process.
Appreciate
But
it.
yeah, that was a very good question. We talked about it. We just couldn't get it on this one.
Okay.
Any other questions? Seeing none, maybe I will vote.
President Smith,
Yes.
Ms. Wick,
Yes.
Dr. Goodwin,
Yes.
Dr. Bailey,
Yes.
Mr. Lacy,
Yes.
Mr. Walker,
Yes.
Ms. Reinhardt.
Yes.
7 yeses.
Does that conclude your recommendation, sir?
President Smith, that concludes the superintendent's recommendations and my Kemp T-shirt.
Thank you, sir.
Representative Kemp.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Madam Treasurer, glad to see you.
Thank you.
Yes.
And go to your recommendations.
I recommend the approval of the following 48-hour waiver purchase requisitions.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and second. Any questions?
There's no link for this one as well.
The link-
Applies to the
It
two,
applies
to the 2 yellow highlighted
3B.
on the
It says that,
Houghton, Mifflin, Harcourt, and Montgomery County.
The link is
ESD.
not working.
right.
All right.
Can we remove that link in 3A, Ms. Kidd? Thank you. Any other questions? Seeing none, maybe I have a vote.
President Smith,
Yes.
Ms. Wick,
Yes.
Dr. Goodwin,
Yes.
Dr. Bailey,
Yes.
Mr. Lacy,
Yes.
Mr. Walker,
Yes.
Ms. Reinhardt.
Yes.
7 yeses.
Madam Treasurer, your next recommendation?
I recommend the approval of the following purchase requisitions.
So moved.
I'll second it. It's been moved and second. Any questions? Seeing no questions, maybe have a vote.
President Smith,
Yes.
Ms. Wick,
Yes.
Dr. Goodwin,
Yes.
Dr. Bailey,
Yes.
Mr. Lacy,
Yes.
Mr. Walker,
Yes.
Ms. Reinhardt.
Yes.
7 yeses. That concludes my recommendation.
Thank you. Moving into new business. Oh, before I go into that, Ms. Kidd, in 4A, there is no document anymore in there. Do we get that in there, please? I know the board had seen it. Said what?
Want to do 4D?
Move it on there. What is that one? I'll just read first. I'll recommend the approval of the following. Let me get it back up. Board member travel expense.
So move.
Second.
Okay. Any questions? May we have a vote?
President Smith,
Yes.
Ms. Wick,
Yes.
Dr. Goodwin,
Yes.
Dr. Bailey,
Yes.
Mr. Lacy,
Yes.
Mr. Walker,
Yes.
Ms. Reinhardt.
Yes.
7 yeses.
Thank you. Ms. Kidd, I would ask if we could get an update on where we stand with our travel budget. You can just send it out. No need to do it right now. I'm not gonna have you do all that right now, Ms. Kidd, but definitely send it out to the board. And I will encourage our board members to look into opportunities to grow as board members. And with that, please bring back whatever you do learn and share with the board in our growth as a collective. Appreciate that. And as Ms. Kidd is moving that, I will put it out. I recommend the approval of the business manager contract for
Second.
Dr. Marvin Jones.
So moved.
Alrighty, that was the whole recommendation part of it.
Second.
You, that's not, it's the proper parliamentary.
Okay. Smith and you.
Okay. Any questions?
No questions. I would just thank Dr. Jones. Glad that he is here and willing to serve in this capacity. Think the departments that will be underneath him got your work cut out for you. So.
Any other questions? Comments? I just look forward to continuing working with you, Dr. Jones. Legs chose us. We'll see.
Let's see how it goes.
Oh my God.
We definitely appreciate you, sir.
This is
Definitely
Friday.
appreciate
This is
you.
definitely
All right.
Friday.
If there's no other questions or comments, may we have a vote?
President Smith,
Yes?
Ms. Wick,
Yes.
Dr. Goodwin,
Yes.
Dr. Bailey,
Yes.
Mr. Lacy,
Yes.
Mr. Walker,
Yes.
Ms. Reinhardt.
Yes.
7 yeses.
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
Any questions? No questions. I will say this is our last meeting before we start our school year. So looking forward to it. Looking forward to working with everybody, making this a great school year. Looking forward to seeing everybody at convocation. Let's be safe. Let's get ready to have a great year. With that, we have a vote on our adjournment.
Mr. Smith, President Smith,
You can say Mr. Smith, it's still me, yes.
Ms. Wick,
Yes.
Dr. Goodwin,
Yes.
Dr. Bailey,
Yes.
Mr. Lacy,
Yes.
Mr. Walker,
Yes.
Ms. Reinhardt.
Yes.
7 yeses.
35 minutes.
Out of here. School year is being brought to you by the letter C.